Happy Friday, newsies. It is I, Becca Lori Hector, here with your next installment of Neurodiversity Newsstand. Welcome back to the channel, those of you that are returning. And if you're new, welcome to the channel. I hope by the end of it, you'll take some time to go ahead and subscribe. Give me a thumbs up if you like what I'm doing, a thumbs down if you don't. And of course, let me know if I missed anything. But what do I have to share with you this week? I'm still kind of rolling off the excitement of the webinar last Saturday. So it'll be a week tomorrow that it happened, and I'm still recovering. I did not realize, like the presentation itself, doing it, of course they made some changes and it was new-ish, like there were parts that were new-ish. It was improved, I want to say, from the last time that I gave it. But I had you guys there. It was wonderful. You guys really just really surprised me. I was really humbled by all of the support, but I really loved hearing your feedback. And I'll be asking for more of that feedback, so please don't be annoyed with me, but I'll be sending you a survey, those of you that attended the webinar, because I'm curious about what you thought. And also exciting, I am, now that it went so well, I'm going to be working on some building that course type thing for you guys. And I've been doing a lot of thinking about it because a lot of the courses like this that people offer online, they usually charge like this one giant fee for an extension of weeks to do the course, kind of like if you were taking a college course. But I want you guys to be able to sort of process it on your own and come at it at your own pace. So instead, I'm going to be like grouping some lessons together in little packets and kind of sending them out to you in little packets, so that this way you guys can purchase it and also attack the material in like little segments, instead of having to make a big huge financial commitment and then also a time commitment and also all of that stuff, the energy commitment. I'm trying to figure out a way to make it work for us in a really comfortable way. But so ironing out that stuff, but keep your eyes open, because what I'm going to do is open a wait list for that material, so you'll be the first to get it, etc., deals and things like that. So keep your eyes open to that. But nonetheless, I'm exhausted. I was so tired on Sunday, I cannot even describe it to you. And I realized that what made me tired wasn't the giving of the presentation, because I love doing that and I love sharing with you guys, but the kind of lead up, the marketing type stuff, getting it out to you guys, doing the tech, making sure everything worked, and figuring out how to kind of share it with you guys and how to get it to you guys so you knew it was even happening, that kind of stuff. That was exhausting, really exhausting. But I did it, and I learned a bunch of new stuff. I really like the software that I picked, and I got some compliments on it, which makes it so much easier to do the next stuff, because I don't even have to learn that stuff again. Now I know, I just have to do it again. So I'm excited to be able to put that together for you guys. I'll probably get started on that next week. This week was a lot of follow-up. So then I had follow-up on all of that. It's like it never ends, in a good way, right? I was excited to be busy and excited to feel productive in a time when I think we're all feeling a little lost and a little uncomfortable with stuff. So it was a pretty good feeling, but I'm still definitely feeling the exhaustion. I'm also starting to finally feel kind of the effects of the isolation. And some of it is I'm a little bit more tired than I usually am, because so many people are available for like Zoom meetings and virtual time that I'm not used to having with folks. Everybody wants to usually do it in person, and so I've had a lot of meetings. I've also had a lot of opportunities to do podcasts and stuff that's coming up and coming out for you guys. So I'm excited to be busy, because, after that huge kind of slowdown and depression that happens for me kind of through the holidays and into February, I am feeling so much better. So much more sunshine. So much more time to sit outside. I'm loving it. We have had it like last week. This week it was a lot of rain and clouds and stuff, which was good, because I was tired. I would have been mad that I couldn't go like be outside, because I was really pooped. So it was a lot of self-care, a lot of carefully planning when I was setting meetings for this week and stuff, and it all worked out. I had a couple of days that were really solidly booked, but I had days in between to rest. So I'm not totally burnt out. I'm just kind of slow recharging this time around, because I still have so much more to do. Yeah, so this weekend will be probably some resting and some kind of taking some notes about stuff I want to write about that I'll be doing next week. So I'll probably do that stuff this weekend, and I will also, I think, begin to move my office outside. So what you guys don't know is that in the spring, summer, whatever, I try not to sit in my office as much as possible. So I use it if I need the quiet and I need the privacy and all of that. So for a Zoom meeting, or if I want to write in a particular way or on a particular topic, or if I have a deadline, that too. But otherwise, I like to set up a table outside and take my laptop outside and try and do some work outside because I have that ability. And I remember when I didn't have that choice and I was miserable. So I try to take advantage when I can. But enough about me. I have talked about me for 5 minutes and 40 seconds. Enough about me. Let's move ourselves into the news. Not a crazy heavy news week. Again, we're still in this like life slowdown, so that's not surprising. But we are having a lot more virtual events being made available to us, so I've got some of that stuff for you. So let's head ourselves over to the Neurodiversity News and get through some of those articles, and I'll share them with you. I'm also going to be sharing those events with you and some other things, of course. And as always, everything that I share will have a link in the description of the video, so no need to look too far. Here we go. Let's begin with the backwards notebook. All right, so this week in Forbes, we had an article called "Working from Home Opens the Doors to Employing People with Disabilities." Yes, it does. You'll find that when people get a little bit of what they need, if you meet them halfway, when folks have a disability, we end up being the most loyal and grateful and dedicated employees. And I think what this COVID situation is doing for us is showing people that not only are we capable of being productive at home, but we're even more productive when we actually work from home. Some of us, right? Some of us that have been denied that for a very long time. And all it took was a global pandemic for us to, have our accommodations met. But this article talks about the benefits of working from home for people with disabilities. And I'm going to keep sharing these articles and making sure that employers out there hear just how much they've been missing out on and how much they've been kind of cutting us off at our ankles by keeping the job situation the way that it is and the way that we view work and how we see it. So I'm going to keep sharing these kind of articles until I get heard. Okay, so moving on. Here we go. Out of Neurodiversity Media this week, really interesting article called a micro incubator that allows autistic people to monetize their special interest. And so basically what they're doing is teaching autistic people how to turn their special interest into a small business and kind of educating them through that process, walking them through that process. Really interesting concept, something I think we've all been talking about for a long time and have had some tough time getting traction on. So it's nice to see some traction on this idea, right? That we can actually use our special interest as a strength and to our advantage. So really good one. Another bit of good news out of Twitter, I guess. Oxford University Press. So this past couple of weeks, a couple of advocates have really been bothering Oxford University Press because their definition of autism that they carry is super outdated. Really, really outdated to the point where it's not correct anymore. So a bunch of advocates got on them to try and make that change, and Oxford University Press has responded, and they agree, yes, it's time to change their autism definition, and they are going to do so. So we'll just hang on to our seats and wait for the reveal of their new definition of autism. But congratulations to those advocates fighting the good fight and actually making change happen. Yay! Applaud to you. I hope you guys hear the shout out that I am giving to you right now. Moving along. I'm autistic, and the CDC Equation decides how much less valuable my life is than yours. Ooh, really, really good piece. Well written, important things to say. A definite reader. Talks about the obvious, right? How the CDC decides and uses the Pythagorean theorem in actuality to sort of make decisions about kind of our quality of life, I guess, by using other measures. And so really interesting article. I take a look at it. It left me kind of feeling, And so I'm curious how you guys will feel if you'll make that face when you're finished reading it. You'll have to tell me. Moving along. Out of the BBC this week, we had a really, really good article. So good, in fact, that I saw it shared a bunch of places. And you guys, I had more likes, loves, checks, all of that stuff this week in both groups than I've seen in a really, really long time. It was out of BBC, and it was called "It All Made Sense When We Found Out We Were Autistic." And it highlights the story of women who were diagnosed late in life and what it meant for them. Included in these women is one of our very favorite newsies, Maura Campbell. And so she's included as in the women highlighted in this piece, but really good piece. I would love for you guys to check it out because I love that it kind of, through their stories, implores people to understand that we really do need a diagnosis, and we have kind of traveled through life without one. And so really good piece, well written. Love the women that were highlighted. And I loved seeing you there, Maura. So shout out to you, Maura. That's for that. Neurodiversity news. I'm considering this neurodiversity news because I think our community made out big time when it came from this. It originated in the epilepsy community, although I'm waiting around for epilepsy to be considered a neurodiversity, so we'll see. But it's the story of Charlotte Figi. So she was 13 years old and she passed away of what they believe to be COVID-related kind of struggles and that kind of thing. Charlotte had a very rare form of epilepsy that she started to have as a very young child, and it doesn't respond well to medications. And her parents fought the good fight to try CBD and to get CBD pushed into acceptance in the mainstream because it was the one thing that actually helped Charlotte. And what they ended up doing was actually growing even a particular strain of marijuana that is very low THC and very high CBD. And they call it Charlotte's Web for her. And it has helped countless children with chronic illness, countless children with autism and chronic pain, and of course with epilepsy. And to continue that story, since then, the Charlotte's Web Foundation is now going to be donating $1 million worth of CBD products to people that use it and are financially struggling during the COVID crisis. So I think that's fantastic, and they're doing that in her name, of course. And I'm sure that she will live on, of course. And I'm proud to say that she's from Colorado, and the state of Colorado has recently named April 7th Charlotte Figi Day. So we'll be celebrating Charlotte every year here in April for what she means to our community. So yay for that. A little good news, a little bad news, but a lot of stuff happening. Moving along to some entertainment type video things. First of all, Autism the sequel is coming out. So if you saw Autism the musical, fantastic. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about. If you have not seen Autism the musical, go look for it. It's actually free to stream right now on Hulu and Prime because the sequel to Autism the musical, Autism the sequel, is coming out at the end of this month, actually on April 28th. It is coming out on HBO. So if you have HBO, you will get to see it. If not, I assume at some point it will make its way over to the other platforms for us to watch. But it is the sequel to Autism the musical, which you can watch now. I will give you the link to the trailer so you can take a look at what to expect. But looking forward to that. It's actually dropping on my birthday. Very exciting. Okay, moving along, I wanted to talk about the Autistic OT this week. Sarah, she did another video this week. Remember, I showed you one a couple weeks back, and she said she was going to do a series. So she's been doing some live videos on her Facebook page. This past one I loved. It was about interoception and boundaries. So I'm sharing that link with you guys. I want you to take a look at it. I love what she's doing. I love what she's sharing. And I love that she's being vulnerable for us because that's how we know we can trust her. So take a look at that video, along some more Autistic OT news. She wrote a children's book with one of her college friends, and it is now out. You can get the Kindle version for $1.99 right now. The paperback version is coming out in a couple of weeks, and then the Kindle version will go up in price. But right now it's on sale for $1.99, and it's called Melt Like Ice Cream, and it's all about doing some exercises to help you and your kids relax. And so I would love for you to take a look at that book. I would love for you guys to try it out, do a review, let her know that you guys support her and that we're proud of her. Give her a giant shout out from us. Thank you. Yay. Okay, moving along. Some events coming up. On the 30th of April, Become an Ally of the Autism Community is being done by Marshall University. They will be doing that at 1 p.m., 2 p.m., and they're in Eastern, so Eastern time, 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. on Zoom. And it's going to be a presentation about how to be a good ally to the autism community. So if you need that, or you know someone else who does, please pass that link along to them. Additional event coming out this week is from the Kelsey org. They do an inclusion hour every week, and this week they're every month rather, and they're doing it virtually this week, and it's resilience through art is the theme. So I will give you the link to that. That is going to be on 4/29 at 4 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. Pacific time. So you'll have to do that math. And so I'll leave you the link for that as well to RSVP. Lastly, one more book I want to highlight this week is The Awesome Autistic Go To Guide by Tanya Masterman and Yen Perkis. It is coming out at the end of the month. They've written a blog talking about the book and what it's about, so I'm going to share that blog with you, and you can go ahead and pre-order the book from JKP. So that is coming to you also. And then my stuff. Don't have a lot of stuff this week. Did a lot of stuff last week. Really tired this week. Just a few things to share with you. First of all, I just put this morning the finishing touches on the May edition of Monthly Musings, which is my motivational newsletter that I send out once a month. This month's theme is the power of resilience. So I've done a whole issue on the power of resilience. If you're interested in hearing my tips and tricks, reading some articles about the power of resilience, head over to my website, beccalaurie.com. That's Laurie with a Y, .com, and you can sign up for my newsletter, and you too will have it delivered to your inbox. I think we're going to set it to come out about May 6th or so, because of when the days fall and all of that fun stuff. But it's coming out, it's ready, it's scheduled, so get yourself signed up for it so you don't miss it. Okay, and then lastly, my last little bit of an announcement that I have for you this week is that the webinar that I keep talking about, that I won't shut up about, that I'm so excited about, it was done on last Saturday, and now you can purchase the recording. Right now on my website, you can get the recording for the low price of $25 to go ahead and watch it however many times you want. I will give you the link to go over and get that. So if you missed it, but you didn't mean to, or you couldn't swing the 35 bucks, but you can swing the 25, head over to my website and you can purchase the recording for yourself. Yay. Well, that's it for me in the notebook this week. Don't have much more else to share. Don't have much more energy to do it with either. So I'm sorry for maybe a tiniest short episode this week, but I'm running out of voice. I'm running out of saliva. I'm running out of spoons. And so here I sit at this lunchtime on Friday. I'm hungry. I'm going to go eat lunch. And then I'm going to go sit out in the sunshine because, as you can see, I am pale and I need it. Okay. I hope you guys have an amazing weekend this weekend. I hope you do something cool and you share it with me in the comments. I hope you tell me whether you hate or like this video with your thumbs up or thumbs down or in the comments. I hope you email me to tell me if I missed something, or you have something you'd like me to share. And you can do that too. info@beccalaurie.com. That's it for me, you guys, for this edition of Neurodiversity Newsstand. I will see you next Friday with the next installment of Neurodiversity Newsstand. But if you can't handle being away from me for that long, I do a live stream every Tuesday at 2:20 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And this Tuesday, it's going to be my birthday episode. Yes, I am going to be live streaming on my birthday. So why don't you head on over to me and say happy birthday next Tuesday to me. It'll be right here on this channel. So as long as you're subscribed, you'll know. All right, you guys, I will see you next week. Have an amazing weekend. I love you. Let me hear from you in the comments, and I will see you next week. Bye.